Welcome to the Blue Oasis Podcast. This is the podcast for finding peace and prosperity, learning the history of hobbies, as well as developing a little side hustle. If you want to find peace and prosperity in your life, this is your show. Get ready. You're listening to the Blue Oasis Podcast. I am your host, Adam Rothstein. All right, let's get to the show. Oh, welcome back to the Blue Oasis Podcast. I am your host, Adam Rothstein. Episode number 59. We are rolling here, and we are going to knock this out of the park. So today we are talking about food vlogging, food blogging, and making a little side hustle from it. So people definitely love to blog about food. They loved it certainly during the 2000s, and one of the ways to make money from it is just by getting certain recipes together and just making your own. And the best part is that you can start a blog and have a PDF guide ready to go about how to make the best chocolate chip cookies. It is crazy what we can do with this, and I think the idea behind this is that, if it wasn't for the 2000s, wasn't for the Great Recession, you would see a lot less of this, but it's these ideas that get started as well. In terms of food trucks, definitely, who would have known that you could actually get a good taco at a food truck. I like tacos a lot, and you can get a great taco from a food truck. And the best part about having a website and just posting where you're going to land in the city or in the suburbs is that people can plan their days in advance and then come to your taco truck as well. And the word can get out on by mouth or even on social media. And you can start a page on Facebook. And absolutely build your own website so that other people can find it. Now, restaurant exploring, just even that as a hobby can still make money, because you can actually create a YouTube channel about the best places in Philadelphia, for instance, or let's just say Charlotte, and just show off the best restaurants and what you recommend, and just film it and just film yourself having a good time. And if you're close to the manager or as well, definitely give them a shout out and just ask if they want to be in a YouTube video. And if they say no, it's okay. But if they say yes, just talk with them, interview them, because it not only builds up their credibility, it can build up yours, and you grow your relationship with that person and ultimately make a difference. And you give that good attention to yourself and to the restaurant owner. So that is my recommendation on YouTube. And also another thing, go to Skillshare.com. Go there and learn the editing skills, learn how to film, and take your time with that, and make sure that the shots are professionally done, because you don't want to just get a 2008 style of no editing and all this background noise, when a simple soundtrack could make all the difference in just keeping that viewer focused on your video. Because that loud noise of the cafeteria style background, it's no one wants to hear that. So that is definitely something you have to keep an eye out for, or rather an ear out for, because that sound makes a difference, and a good soundtrack of you eating with a video of you enjoying it with a friend and can make the difference. And then I would say create the separate video of you interviewing the restaurant owner or anyone who is, or even the manager, and you can just build that up on your channel, and you can do this in multiple cities. It's not exclusive to even the country, but I'd say just start in your local area where you know everyone, and get some recommendations, and just ask your neighbors who, if they own a restaurant, to be in your YouTube video and show off everything, and get your shots, and just make sure that you've at least watched some videos on Skillshare on how to do this. And I'm not sponsored by them, but you get your first 2 months free, and I do want you to go there and sign up because these classes are well done, and I've taken a few of them myself. So that was not a sponsor. That was just a recommendation for you all. Just wanted to lay that out there. So whether you are building the website or you already have one, make sure you have that ready to go, and creating that website to sell even your recipes, that can make a difference as well. And just going to restaurants can inspire you to create something new, create something of your own originality, or just like a chocolate souffle or something, and just how you do it. That makes a huge difference for your potential customers. A simple PDF for $5 makes a huge difference. You give me a good recipe for making a good strawberry cheesecake, or rather a raspberry cheesecake, or a cheesecake with that raspberry dressing, or pumpkin cheesecake. I love pumpkin cheesecake. I'll probably buy it from you. Just saying, had to be a little humorous there. Kitchen utensils. If you are going into the kitchen, you have to make sure that you have the proper pans listed on your recipes. Don't just say a cup of butter, 2 teaspoons of sugar, and stuff like that. Make sure that they are using certain pans, like a cast iron pan for certain things, or a pan of this diameter rather than another diameter, because that could certainly play a role in how the food comes out. It could be a huge difference maker. Now, this is one of my favorite topics, is just food, because I just like to eat, and anyone who knows me knows I love a good quality meal. It's definitely one of my favorites. Exploring restaurants is definitely probably the first thing anyone does when they get to a new city, because after they get off the flight, after they have driven for 9 hours, they want to get a good meal and sit down and chill out. They want to, they even want to have a good chocolate ganache or chocolate souffle. I mean, they want that, and they don't want to go to the gas station or Wawa for a sandwich. And don't get me wrong, Wawa is pretty good, but they just want to sit down, eat steak, and just just like take some pressure off, rather than just sit in their car eating a Wawa sandwich. But I'm not knocking Wawa, but but it's just that most people want to sit down and enjoy their meal. Oh, it is, so this is going to be a little bit of a short one. I'm going to wrap it up here. I need to make a few announcements. I will probably be taking a week or two off of this podcast to focus on the other one, the Goalie Kid podcast, and also just take some time with that. The other thing is that there is going to be an episode of the Brothers on Books podcast coming out with me talking about my audiobook, Chess, the Game for Peace and Prosperity. It is going to be a huge, it was about 30 minutes long. It was not my best interview, and I definitely wish they would have focused more on about the book, but we wound up talking more about chess. So didn't mean to, but I guess these things just do go this way, and you get these things where you don't expect it, but it's all that organic energy, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. So as long as you put something good in the description and just, make some notes and just clarify a few things, I think you can still make a difference and have that episode have an impact on your listeners. So maybe not what I was expecting, but, it gets my name out there, and I'm glad, and they certainly, we certainly, all three of us actually did have a good time talking simply about chess and just growing that community. So look for that as well. So just go follow them, and that episode should drop in the coming weeks. I'm still waiting to hear back from them. And with that being said, stay safe, stay great. I'll talk to you all. Or you can catch me all maybe in 2 weeks or so on the next episode of the Blue Oasis Podcast. And also be sure to check out the Goalie Kid Podcast. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all next time on the Blue Oasis Podcast. Welcome to the Blue Oasis Podcast. This is the podcast for finding peace and prosperity, learning the history of hobbies, as well as developing a little side hustle. If you want to find peace and prosperity in your life, this is your show. Get ready. You're listening to the Blue Oasis Podcast. I am your host, Adam Rothstein. All right, let's get to the show.